If you're a lecturer, you've probably had those moments when your students seem disengaged, distracted, or maybe even nodding off in the middle of your lecture. We've all been there. But what if you could change that energy instantly? That's what we're looking at today with the Teaching Energy Scale. I'm Claire, a reader in physiotherapy, and I've worked in UK universities for the last 10 plus years. I help lecturers improve their teaching practice by breaking down effective strategies that make a real difference to student learning. And today we're talking about energy levels. When you walk into a classroom with high energy levels, your enthusiasm can influence the students around you. But if your energy is low, students may pick up on that and their engagement can drop. It's about being aware of the energy in the room and then responding to it. That's where the magic can happen. The concept of energy levels, also referred to as the energy ladder, is developed from models from coaching, from psychology, from self-development, but it doesn't necessarily have a single credited originator. So this is what I call the Teaching Energy Scale, or TES for short, and it's a valuable framework for understanding and managing your energy levels as a lecturer to try and create that engaging and dynamic classroom environment. And so it includes 5 different levels, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. So let's start at the top. So we're talking level 5 energy, really we're talking about being super excited. And so here you're bursting with enthusiasm, you're using animated gestures, there's that really energetic tone. And this is great for delivering passionate lecturers or leading interactive activities, and particularly around engaging students at the start of a session. Level 4 energy is more about being enthused. I always struggle to spell when there is a camera on me. So did I get that right? I'm not sure. We'll find out. So if you're enthused, you're upbeat and you're motivated, you are projecting confidence and positivity. And so this level works really well for group discussions, for motivating students, or if you're trying to demonstrate some of the more challenging concepts. Level 3 is about being focused. And so here you're steady, you're purposeful, you're delivering your material with clarity and intention. And I think of level 3 really about being similar to the energy that you might see with someone who's reading the news. So level 2, we're getting down the lower energy levels now, and this is probably best described as being relaxed. So you're calm, you're approachable, you're creating that safe and open atmosphere, and this level is great for reflective discussions, casual Q&As, and checking in on students' progress. Then at the very bottom, obviously we're the opposite to level 5, so we're talking here about being exhausted. And so here you're feeling drained, you're feeling low on energy, and it can just make it really challenging to connect with students. So understanding your position on this teaching energy scale is really important in helping you to adapt your teaching style to maintain that productive, engaging classroom experience. And so that is the scale. Now, how do you use the scale? And basically, I've learned that the audience won't go above your energy level. So if you're at about energy level 3, so that kind of newsreader level of energy, your audience is probably a 2 or maybe even a 1. If you're lucky, there might be a 3, but they're definitely not going to be above that. Now, here's the good news. Small changes can have a significant impact on student engagement. So I'm going to give you 3 top tips here. So tip number 1, start with thinking about your tone and your volume. If your energy levels, as you reflect on it, actually you're probably closer to 1 or 2, then you can easily change that to up the energy in the room. So make sure you're using variety in the tone of your voice. Now, interestingly, I learned recently that when people hear variety in your voice, what they're actually hearing is intelligence. So it's really good to vary that tone a little bit. And my other point around volume, when I do peer observation for new lecturers, I will often see them talking really quietly at the front of the class, hoping that the students are just going to, those students who are chatting on the back row, that they will just suddenly stop talking. But actually, no, you need to use your volume to command that classroom, to up the energy levels, to get everyone focused in on what their next task is going to be in that session. My second tip is to use movement. So I've noticed one of the differences, again, between new and more seasoned lecturers is that new lecturers seem to be glued to the lectern and they don't want to move away from it. But experienced lecturers will will step away from that lectern, they will move around the classroom. I often do quite a lot of walking around my classroom because it just keeps people engaged and on their toes a little bit, I guess, in some ways. So you'll be surprised how much that use of movement can really help with student engagement and up the energy levels. I know a couple of time points I've actually grabbed a chair and stood on a chair when I wanted to get everyone's attention, and they look at you like, oh, what is she going to be doing now? But actually that really helps get that focus back in the room and the energy up again. And my third tip is around pace and pause. And I guess this is probably aimed more at people who are already working at that really high energy level of the scale. And so just be aware of that. Like, I know when I've been in like conference presentations or teaching sessions and people have had such high energy, it just completely switches me off and I zone out because I can't keep up with what they're saying. I can't process it all. So if that's you, then use that high energy a little bit more sparingly. So really the key is about paying attention to the student's level of energy in the room, being aware of your level of energy, and then using that strategically to up the energy level at various time points so that you can help get the students focused and engaged again. I appreciate this is not rocket science, it's quite common sense, isn't it? But I have found that a quick change in tone, volume, pace, movement can really change the energy levels in the classroom. So it's just worth trying out and experimenting with to see if it helps you with your student engagement. Now, this energy ladder also applies to meetings. So when I've run our program management team meetings, either online or face-to-face, these can have quite a long agenda. And so I know by the time we're getting to the end, I can feel that energy drop. So that's when I will use my tone, my volume, my pace, etc. to try and get back up to a level 4 point by saying something like, right, everyone, we're almost there, just 2 more agenda items to go, so let's keep moving forwards. So it's just about keep reading the room, being self-aware of where you are at with your energy, and then adjusting accordingly. So we've spoken about the teaching energy scale and how you can focus on your energy and use that to help engage students. But if you want to hear more about how you can get students moving themselves to up their energy levels, then please check out this video here. So I hope to see you there.